Hey, hello and good morning. This is SableCast, and I'm Devron Davis filling in for the lovely host, Justice LaRue. Shout out to you. Again, this is SableCast, where we love to highlight black-owned businesses and non-for-profits and discuss their unique experiences and journeys building black-owned businesses. And today, I have none other than Mr. Corey Black, representing Black Men Bill. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro, man. Life is up right now. Peace
Yeah.
to the nines, love to the nines, power to the nines,
All that,
Black
all
Man
that.
Build is in the building.
Yeah. So speaking of Black Man Bill, can you tell us a bit about non-for-profit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a political non-for-profit.
Okay.
Black Men Build is a political organization transforming or building power through transforming, educating, and organizing our members and their families. So we got hubs right now in St. Louis, Milwaukee, Detroit, Miami, Atlanta, New York, Columbus, getting one started in LA. So it's a nationwide organization. Actually growing, only been launched since 2020, July 2020. So it's been a wild 2 years. We really just been instilling power in the community that we've been involved in, man. Where we
Yo,
got
that
hubs
expansion is crazy in just that small amount of time, because 2 years ain't long.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
It's not long.
It let us know like very, very early that it was a need, a necessity for it. Just to see how many brothers was gravitating to the information that we was putting out. Because we just started doing like a lot of mass calls on the Zoom, and that was just kind of spreading the word when everybody was in quarantine. So
Okay.
it just growing like wildfire now because everybody's trying to get more involved. And it just like the political climate of like Trump being out the office and Biden being in and and changing of the guards in different cities. It's just been a lot that has sparked more interest in people wanting to be involved with their community and the politics that's happening in their cities. So,
Yo, that's what's up, man. That makes sense, because a lot of times, like communities, like minority ones especially, don't understand that you don't affect change on the big stage on the federal level. You affect that change where you live at.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
And a
Like
lot of
most, and the thing is, most laws or just most things that's passed into law, it happens on a very, very local level. Like your local government, your alderman, you know what I'm saying? The person that's controlling the chambers of commerce, you know what I'm saying? Whoever the treasurer of the ward is, like these are the people kind of facilitating like your day-to-day decisions that you making as far as how much you spending on gas, what you paying for when you go to the grocery store, like that's where the taxes is going to. So
Yeah.
once you kind of just start following like what we doing with the money that we making and then what they spending the money they supposed to be spending it on, it kind of do make you want to wake up and get involved. Because it's like, yeah, if you're playing with our lives like that, I know you playing with our pockets.
on
You know what I'm
everything,
saying?
man.
Like, and it ain't no way around it. Like, it get to that point where you do look at it like, how many times are you gonna see the same stories in the news every day before you start realizing that, hey, what is changing? And then if it's like, okay, if this change is really effective, why aren't we seeing anything different? Like, why is it
Straight
the
up.
same kind of results? So it's like, for like public safety, for instance, you got all of these officers or whatever doing heinous crimes, and you got all of these people that feel unsafe in the communities that they in. So obviously the police department ain't really doing no good for the community. Not saying that is a job that somebody need to have, but hey, let's get those resources that y'all giving them to somebody that really can use them. Like, it might be a mental therapist out there that ain't getting paid nothing that can go talk down, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But y'all ain't got enough money to open a community center down the street just to have a men's circle there. Just to make sure that the brothers in the community that don't feel safe about going to a church or going to the clinic or something like that, if they can just walk down the street and know they can talk to somebody, a counselor or a therapist, or have some activity that's going to keep their mind fresh up off of not going to kill nobody, that's essential. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I look at when they say, like, defunding the police. Like, yeah, we can just invest in the community instead of paying more for public safety. Like, I ain't gonna feel safe regardless if a police officer making more money. I'm gonna feel safe if the dude next door can get help when he need it, and he ain't gonna call 911 and y'all come in trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it be like that for me.
Okay. Okay. So you in agreement with defunding the police just to put, not that police are doing a bad job, but those jobs could be more useful for I guess people in the communities.
Right? Yeah. It's like if I got $7 million, right,
Yeah.
and I spend $7 million on new fucking SUVs or Tahoes for the police department so they can have better vehicles to chase down people that don't have good vehicles. But yeah, I'm spending that money wrong. Like, how about we just take that $7 million and probably fix the roads in the city, and you put more construction up that fix these roads? People probably wouldn't be driving so crazy through the streets that don't got potholes in them. So you
Yeah.
wouldn't have no reason to be chasing somebody down Broadway.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
facts.
It's like,
And it's like when people invest in things that they care about. You know what I mean? If I hear that just in business all the time, like when I'm at a table with investors, it's like, so you want me to invest $1 million in your company? What you put into it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you want other people to care about the city, and the city officials don't care about the city.
don't even care, right?
Makes sense.
And then that's like the same with the unhousing. Like, you got people that's unhoused. Y'all got a whole package. I got a whole relief packet, $42 million. Y'all would rather go build little tiny homes to put people in basically just cells. Like that, a tiny home ain't nothing but like a code word for a cell.
Yeah.
Because that's all you doing when you go to jail. You sitting in a tiny home. So you rather put people in prison or put people in jail instead of giving them housing, or instead of rehabilitating these dilapidated buildings and lofts and opening up artist lofts and having these people that's living on the street living in these artist lofts where they can make a living, getting therapy, getting help, getting food without them feeling like they confined to the city. They still citizens, they just unhoused.
Yeah.
But y'all would much rather put them in jail and spend more money on keeping them in jail. Don't make no sense. Like,
Yeah.
and that's
yeah,
what,
it don't make no, like, it's messed up to the sense that it makes. Like
Right.
me as the business owner, that makes sense to me. But as the citizen or the homeless person or the person that your business isn't servicing, it don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
And
it's
then you close down the shelters, so it's like you creating a problem just to say that it's not a problem. When it's like it was a problem before, y'all just didn't fix it. Y'all actually made it worse. Because how you gonna close down the shelter and then say that you don't want nobody living out in the streets? And now you got red, orange tape up because people can't even put a tent out by the riverfront no more, or they can't sleep at the park. But you ain't got no shelters and you don't want them to go nowhere but to jail. That don't make sense to me. You know they ain't got nothing. You know they can't pay for bond.
yeah.
You know they don't have nowhere to go. So all you about to do is send them back out in the street until they just keep getting hit with trespassing after so many misdemeanors. You got a felony,
Yeah.
and then you want people to be part of the system. It's just like it's ass backwards.
It is, man. I see the homeless all the time, and I see able-bodied men. You know what I mean? Like, physically, it don't look like nothing wrong with you. So, like, what?
Right.
I'll be interested to know, but I don't ask. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to offend nobody. But, like, how you get here? You know what I mean? Like, how you get here? You look physically able. Like, you sound competent. We having a conversation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what's your story? I be wanting to ask that a lot.
And most people, man, I ain't gonna front. I be asking them, and everybody be hitting me with the same sob story, and it don't ever make me cry because I've been through it before, and I look at it like if all of us have been down in our luck, all of us been knocked down, all of us have felt exiled or banished or like just stricken from whatever it is that our family wanted for. Like a lot of people do be out here by themselves, and they do like really feel alone in the world. And they don't be having nobody to call on. And I know what that feeling feel like because I done felt it before. I know it wasn't my reality, but I did have the moments where I was like, I'm out here, it's just me. It's me against the world type shit. And people be really taking that and internalizing it to the point where they want to live off the land. And by all means, if you want to be a vagabond, if you want to be nomadic, look, we've been hunters and gatherers for 500 years. So
Yeah.
if that's in your nature to just feel like you want to be a sovereign, like a sovereign liberty, by all means, live off the land. But just know when you come to ask me for something, I'm gonna see if you want to work for it.
That's
Cause
facts.
you know what I'm saying. If you ask me for
Yeah.
anything, I just want to make sure you gonna work for it. I ain't gonna make you do a dance something like that. But you gonna chop it up. Cause if my time is money, you ask me for it, you for to take some of my time then too. If you
Yeah.
want to take some of my money,
Yeah.
cause that should be just as valuable if you asking me. Cause who?
And I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that because it's just like why I overheard a conversation one time. It was a dude talking about he was a homeless guy. He came into the shop one time saying he would sweep some floors or whatever. But it's like his story was he couldn't go get an ID. He couldn't get an ID because he didn't have a birth certificate. He couldn't get his birth certificate because he didn't have a social security number. But I'm like, if you know you need all of those things,
You can go.
You can go get those
You
things.
can go get what you
like
need.
I believe we all have a window of opportunity. The variable is the size of those windows.
Yeah.
That's the variable, but we all
Facts.
got one. If you can wiggle a hand, a finger, a foot, if you can wiggle something through that window to start prying it open, it's
Yeah.
up to you to keep prying it open.
And a lot of times, like, that be the social work that people don't think is social work. But that's a social worker to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people that act like that's their job to make sure that you cool. Like, like that you got the paperwork that you need, that you can put a roof over your head, that you do make enough money where you can make a living and have your honest wages and shit. But if cats don't, like, step out of, like you said earlier, that ego shit. Like,
Yeah.
if your ego is to where whether you ran off onto some drugs, that you got a bad trip, or you didn't lost it all gambling, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I know cats that I know they outside because they lost it all trying to be the man.
That part, like,
Like,
I can't be sympathetic to that because
I
that was just
can't even be
irresponsible.
that's what I'm saying. I can't even, and like that be another thing that, like, it could just be, bro, this just might be where you at in your human experience. You probably just going through this valley right now. And maybe it is up to me to pull you out, maybe it ain't, but we ain't gonna know until we have a conversation. Cause you asking me for help and I'm telling you I can help you.
But it ain't gonna be free.
But it ain't gonna be, not even it's gonna be free, it's gonna be real help. Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be that, cause I'm looking for help myself. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta, just as much as I gotta go find a therapist and have to fucking sit down and talk to somebody, and when I got all my shit somewhat together, I can't look down at you and feel like you ain't gotta go through that shit too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we all need help, bro. I'm just not asking you for the same time help that you asking me for.
Yeah.
Like, and that be the difference with, when I look at, like, a lot of people in the community, like, we are here for each other at the end of the day. Cause I never know. Your roof might be the one I need over my head one day. I can't say I'm always having like this. I might be down bad one day too. Like, who knows what this shit gonna give us? But I know what I'm putting in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah. At least
And I
I'm
know
gonna
what
get out
my
of what I put in.
and I know what my intentions is at. So it's
Yeah.
like, I hold on to that and just be like, cool, I'll just be a good steward of the work that I gotta do.
So with that being said, like, what would you say, like, based on this conversation we had, what would you say the goal of Black Men Build is?
I really feel like the goal is to just show and prove the power that we have as black men. Like, on a scale of it not just being some fictional fucking pixie dust type shit, but just how we naturally move better when we united. How we naturally become stronger when we together. How we naturally, like, absorb power when we get together. Like, it's no denying the overall, I guess, strength of, like, black people. You know what I'm saying? Just in general and shit. But when I always look at, like, the leaders of the past, like the Marcus Garveys or the Malcolm X's or the Martin Luther Kings, or just, like, whoever they try to cut their head off, like the ones
Yeah.
that die a martyr, like, they leave us with that image to make us feel like we can't attain that type of power.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I see us as, like,
I don't even think not attain. I didn't mean to cut you off. Not even attain that type of power, but make us afraid to attain.
yeah,
that
and it's
type-
like, that's
yeah.
like the whole slogan is like, who's afraid of black power? Like, when it comes to Black Men Build, like, who's afraid of black power? Like, because we'll see. Like, you going to find out who's afraid of black power once you start seeing it. Because
Yeah.
then you'll see who going to run from it, and you're going to see who gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And once you start presenting people with what Black Power look like and what it feel like, what it smell like, what it tastes like, it's only gonna be a matter of time before people either gonna be with it or against it.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we just really unifying and organizing under the same umbrella of knowing that, yo, we stronger together, we better together. We you know what I'm saying? It's more love when we together. Like, and when you got that, you can't stop it. Like that becomes an immovable object. You know what I'm saying? It just becomes something that's firm and it's planted and it got a foundation and it can withstand some shit. And once you build anything on top of that, it's going to prosper.
So I'm glad you use the analogy of building with Black Men Build. So you think was it on purpose the ideologies of actually having a group of men building up other groups of Black men or individual Black men? Do you think those ideologies translated from actually doing the nonprofit, or did the nonprofit formulate from actually going out and doing the work? A group of Black men building other Black men.
So the origin of how the organization came about was because of the Black women that are part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? Just the activists, the progressives, the women that have been involved with the protests of the political prisoners, or with the Ferguson uprise, with Freddie Gray, like just all of these different just organizations and shit, like movements for Black Lives Matter, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
And it was just like a response to like them saying we don't have enough brothers in the movement. Like that, it was literally that. It was like it ain't enough brothers in the movement. Where y'all at?
Man, that's and you know I seen a post Tef Poe made. Shout out Tef Poe.
Yeah.
I seen
That's
a
our
post that
field
he
director.
made. Yeah. I seen a post that he made about the shooting that just happened in
Buffalo, yeah.
in Buffalo. He was like, it was 40 Black dudes that jumped a Black
Freddie
dude
Gray,
the
right.
same day. He said, while y'all jump, it was like he said the same niggas could have been out here protecting people the same day, but it was 40 jumping one Black dude, and that's
Come on.
insane.
And that's the reality. That's what I'm saying. We'll much rather fight with each other than for each other. Mm-hmm. And we see it in real time when it even comes time to like why we got problems with cats that look just like us, and we letting the people that don't look nothing like us, that want us to be dead, walk around freely and shoot us. It's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
that's where our values, that's where, you know what I'm saying, that's where we put in our priorities. And we can't move like that. Like it's ridiculous to even have that type of this like spite or animosity or hate towards anybody we see out here getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that go whether it be Freddie Gibbs or just the cat that's running it up in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you got somebody like Dolph that can just get popped getting cookies. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers like Thug and them getting indicted on a RICO. Ain't no telling what they gonna do with these rappers, you know what I'm saying? And these rappers get all of the and I think that was like to Tef Post too, like we put a spotlight on what we doing as young Black men because they put us in the media as like these artists or these vultures or these egotistical maniacs and shit because we do music or we making a genre of music that's coming from the fucking hood. But then when they bring the cameras to the hood, they don't see that. They see us out here giving away fucking food. They see us out here putting coats on babies' backs. They see us out here feeding people that need it and shit. They don't want that story for real until it's time for one of these white boys to shoot up somewhere. Now they want the inside of the hood. It's like, nah, that's tacky, dog. Like you can't always be a face when it's time to like see us in pain.
Yeah, and that's it's wild that you say that because I feel like the media constantly paints this negative connotation when it comes to Black men and poverty-stricken areas. You know what I mean? Like whenever you hear about poverty, however a Black man made it out of poverty is through selling drugs or pimping women or robbing people, robbing people or scamming or
being
fraud,
a product of his environment.
When that's not the case all the time. Like it seems like it's more the case because that's what's seen. You know what I mean? Like that's the body cam, and you know what I mean. Like this injustice has been going on, but it's only now more visible because of social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy that you said that because that's I Ubered the other day and I was talking to this guy from Nigeria. Right? He had only been in the States for like 10 years. And I asked him, I was like, yo, it was the same conversation. And one of the questions that came up was like, the media always paints Africa as this poverty-stricken, disease-ridden place when really it's one of the richest continents on the planet.
Right.
I think it is the richest continent on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like he broke it down to me. He was like, man, I'll tell you like this. Those cameras that go to those villages don't live. They're not forced to live that way. People in villages, they choose to live that way. Like if they're indigenous people, that's how they still live. You know, they still have royalty. There's chiefs that run those villages and those that have not dominion, but like the leaders. You know, there's still chiefs that lead those indigenous people like they choose to live like that. He was like, where I'm from, he was like, Ghana, Nigeria, they beautiful. Like some of these cities rival what y'all think is beautiful over here. Like it's some cities in Africa that look like Dubai.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that. He had me Googling stuff in the back seat just to piggyback off what you said, like when cameras actually go to the hood, they don't see what the media portrays because that's one side of, now we all know, you know, that's one side of being in the hood is the guns, drugs, money, women, pimping. Like that's one side of it, but the other side of it is a conglomerate, not a conglomerate, but a collective, a community of people who want to see those people thrive.
And that's the thing too, is like I always used to wonder how anytime they would show like something on the news where it's like a shooting or something like that, they always manage to make it look like it happened in a war zone. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like whenever there's a mass shooting, it's like it's so weird how they always try to make it seem like it happened at just the most randomest place. Like just a place that everybody goes to, or just a place that don't look like a threat at all. Like, and that just like that psychologically can fuck you up if you are the type of person that lives in a dangerous city like St. Louis. So it's like when I see the neighborhoods on the news in the morning was like one person shot dead, and I'm like, okay, I know where that neighborhood is. Or I know exactly where that block is. Or I know exactly where that happened at. It's like it started letting you know like you are around murders. But when you see one mass shooting happen in a city that you are so far distant from, it hits you a little harder because it's like, that can happen anywhere. Like one of these white boys can run up in that can happen anywhere. The little isolated incidents that's happening in the neighborhoods and the blocks, I know that them gonna happen. But America is like uses this tactic of making it seem like we have a real imminent threat to gun violence, but they don't do anything about gun violence. And then it's like back to the whole thing with Africa. Brothers don't even realize how much our worth in guns really is. We worked our weight in it. They was trading guns for us. They was trading weapons for us. Like, that was the first slave trades. Like, you give us some bodies, we'll give y'all some weapons. That way, if somebody else try to come and get them, you can shoot them off. So it's like, it's crazy that like when we think of like how much value we have as black men, that we can get portrayed to be the lowest of the low or the highest of the high. Like that to me is what gives white people the privilege or their superiority like complex and shit, because they think that you can't smudge their face. They can go shoot up a whole supermarket. They ain't getting no smudges off of that. Dude still walked away from it,
which blew my mind.
Same thing happened when dudes shot at the church though. It ain't nothing new. Like, they gonna shoot it up and then they gonna walk out and go to Burger King. And it's gonna happen every 2 summers. That's what it feel like. You know what I'm saying? It feel like it's like, damn, this should be like a cycle.
That it, man.
It be a straight cycle, dog.
Look, don't I can't even go all the way into that, man. But that is, yeah, yeah. It blows my mind to see the inconsistencies in equality.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
But that's what I'm saying. They keep it. It's almost like they trying to keep it separated. Like they trying to keep us detached from like the reality of what we really living in. Like you said, you wouldn't even know what Africa look like until you start talking to somebody from there or start research or just really looking into it. Like yeah, like dude told me the other day, what you make for a year over here, you could start your whole life over in Africa.
Yeah,
Like you could take 40 grand, you could take 40K to Africa and literally restart your whole life. And you can just buy a one-way ticket and just don't plan on coming back and live off of that. Like
which is crazy.
Crazy, dog.
Crazy to think about.
It's crazy. Because of the dollar. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. All because of the dollar and currency exchange.
Yeah,
Like, who would have
Yeah.
thought? But that's another mental like slavery though. That's another thing to keep us behind the starting line. That's just some
yeah.
more
We
shit
don't
to
start
keep
at
us
we don't start at the starting line
at all.
Yeah,
We so far behind the starting line.
about 6 to 8 feet back. You know.
They got a nice head start.
Yeah. So would you say, like piggybacking off what the goals are for Black Men Build, like educating and the education, the camaraderie, and the uplifting of men who look like you, that type thing. So in order to do that and to expand like how y'all have expanded, man, it's gonna take a lot of resources. So what, I guess. How did you get the resources? You know what I mean? Like how'd you get the resources and how were those resources useful to expand in I think you named like 5 or 6 different cities at the beginning of this.
So for the most part, like we a 501c3 and then we got a PAC too. So a lot of like the donations or the donors or people that's just funding, like they just credit to the EDs, credit to the executive directors of them just knowing who to talk to that would actually want to invest in an organization like this.
Right.
So once we kind of budgeted what it would take to like create a hub in one city, that's when we just figured out, okay, let's see if this budget works.
Okay.
First year, first year knocked it out the park. We was running up programs, starting courses, starting incentives, doing basically everybody in each hub kind of sat down, like for the most part, we all sat down together and just decided what we were going to do to make this shit look as uniformly as possible so that almost like on some franchise type shit, like even though we're going to have our own thing happening in our cities, what can we do across the whole board, like on some Panthers type shit, like how they would have like a chapter in Oakland and a chapter in LA and a chapter in Chicago, a chapter in Detroit. Like, what can we do to just make this look as uniformly as possible? So we just started doing the days of services. If we all outside on the same day, that's how we know we can be together. No different if you go to church. If you know that everybody in the Catholic church is going to be at Mass on Saturday, you feel like you're a part of the church. But, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds easy. It sounds very easy.
Yeah, it sounds easy, but it ain't, because you got to think, we're dealing with brothers trying to do the same thing on the same day in every city. And it's like, yeah, credit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to I ain't never shitting on no black people, dog. And I know we all got it hard, but I don't expect niggas to move if I'm not moving. That's just me. Like I hard, and they tell me all the time, don't ask somebody to do nothing that you ain't willing to do too.
That's facts.
So if I know I gotta be outside, do something for my community that's gonna be positive, that's gonna be effective, and it's gonna like provoke change, I'm outside for it. I'm here for it, and I'm motivating anybody else that's want to be down for it. So if I know I could do that in St. Louis, we was just like, man, let's just see if every city want to do it. Let's see if every city want to do a street sweep. Let's see if every city want to do a feed the block. Let's see if every city want to do a 100 coat giveaway. Like let's do these programs that we already doing, and just see if they gonna work in other cities. And they working, you know what I'm saying? And then we still doing the 3 Thursdays where every week we doing a political education class. So it's and that's a Zoom. So everybody across the nation, it be 200, 300 people on there every week sometimes.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just a way to like keep the organization growing, keeping everybody tapped in, and like in real time, like building as we growing. Like come as you go, like come as you are, evolve as you grow. Like
Right,
that's
right,
just
right.
that's how we doing it. Cause I'm not the same organizer I was when I first started, but the knowledge I done gained, the education I done been getting, the training I've been getting, it's just increased my enthusiasm to want to find more leaders in the community.
Right.
And like to instill more of these values that we've been pushing out, because I'm seeing it change. Like I'm seeing it grow. I'm seeing people becoming like new people. So
Yeah.
it's just it's wild. But I think that that's what it is. Like the most effective thing is just the consistency of the programs and the events.
That's what's up. So the programs, those get funded just for other people listening, you know what I mean, interested in starting nonprofits. So to get funded, did you have to write proposals or?
Well, yeah, we got our own grant writers. You know
grant
what I'm
writers?
saying?
Okay,
So
that's what it was. Grants.
we submit grants. You know, we do donations. We do like give SEL days or give back Tuesdays or whatever. Like most of those days when we taking donations or we phone baking or canvassing or just looking for sponsors, looking for membership, looking for donations. Like we have those days where like that's when we tapping into the people that's in our networks to see who want to be down or who want to contribute or who want to be a part of it.
Okay.
So like I don't know, that email list, man. That email list be a thing because I'm outside all the time and I'm constantly getting people to sign the values pledge and see if they just want more information about the organization. So when I'm in those moments, it'd be wild when I go back and I check, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, this person did sign up, or I'm texting this person. Now this person is inviting their friends to come to the next event. And it's like they slowly start feeling like they part of the organization. No different if you go to the YMCA a couple of times.
Yeah.
You pay that membership. Yeah, you at the YMCA, but you part of the YMCA.
Right.
You might
right.
just be using the gym, but you a member of the YMCA.
Right. Right.
Whether you know what I'm saying, whether you like it or not. But the perks of this, I think it's like it's deeper than just being a part of an organization. It's actually like having an organization part of you. Like it's actually like you inviting brothers that you already connect to into the world that you already living in. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to like walk into a world that you ain't familiar with. Cause we all gonna relate because we all going through the same shit as black men in America. Or just across the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna connect on certain shit because we all done either felt a certain way about some shit at a certain time, or we done had a conversation about fucking Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, or we didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? We done ran off and
it's personable now. It's you more than just a subscription.
And it ain't like it ain't no fraternity type shit, or it's not no like on some you gotta have like we got some rites of passage as far as what it takes in order to become a member, but it's open to whoever feels like they want to be a part of it. Like
Okay.
So yeah, that's to me, that's how it's hitting the goals, man. Just making it accessible to the brothers that want to be a part of it, and then showing them what it takes to actually like commit to growth and transforming and shit for the sake of your community, you know.
So it's more so, y'all. It's more so in your face, feet on the street versus like a social media.
Facts.
development.
It's
That's
like
what's up.
it's almost like not saying like it's like a biker gang and shit, but
Yeah.
you gotta want to be outside if you want to be down with this shit, because we gonna be the ones walking up to City Hall when it's time to see if we can get to some checks cut to these community centers or to these housing projects. We gonna be the ones screaming on the bullhorn when not just when the cops is shooting somebody down. Like we gonna be the ones straight clean up the street when y'all riding by throwing shit out the window. Like we gotta be the change that everybody saying that they want to see, because I know I'm gonna have to see it for myself.
Yeah.
But I don't expect to like look out the window and not see somebody looking like me doing the work that I know need to get done. Because that's all I'm seeing in my community. Like, what was it? I think Nipsey said that shit in the interview. Like, when you out here like gang banging, you kind of looking for the dudes that look like you.
Yeah.
You start hunting for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's the intentions, then it's like I'm out here really saving the version of myself that escaped and lived through all of the shit that I done been through. Because a lot of it hasn't changed. Like a lot of, when I go back down on MLK and Goodfellow, where I grew up at, the only thing that's changed is that the buildings are falling. But you know what I'm saying? It's the same energy over there. It's the same people that live over there. It's the same vibrant energy, but you can see the effects of what the fuck crack did to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's still staring us in the face. And it ain't no knock to the alderman. It ain't no knock to the ward and the district or whoever. But if nobody starts applying pressure or funneling some sort of resources, it's going to decay.
Yeah.
All of this shit going to fall apart. All this shit going to fade away.
So being a nonprofit, you have to take a lot of that home with you. You would say that. Like, you got to take a lot of it
because it's
home
the
with
change. Like, it's damn near, it's like it's on the vision board some days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we gotta fucking clean up Wellston Loop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I know it's only there because if we could get that task done, then they would see that, yeah, we're actually taking initiative. And if we're the ones taking initiative, then why aren't you? And if I gotta point my finger at you, that means you on my target. And if you on my target, I'm hitting. Like, and we just making sure that we tackling the right ops. Like my ops ain't like the feds and that shit like that. It's like, nah, who got the bag to put some money over here so we can like get this shit together?
Right.
Because obviously it looked like shit over here and ain't nobody making a good living.
Okay. So I guess that brings me to my next question. Actually, a two-part question. What changes have you made in your business strategy over the past few years, and how much time did you spend per day working on that business strategy?
Man, I've adjusted a lot of my scheduling. Like, I used to not schedule shit. Like, I used to
scheduling is a
boy, I used to be in the wind. I used to be, and it's like not even with that, like with having an assistant or nothing like that. I would just be like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And you do that for so long, you start becoming a master of procrastination. And I used to miss a lot of deadlines, and I don't know, I would hit so many deadlines, or I would miss so many deadlines that I sat to start like kind of looking to see like, yeah, I gotta switch something up, because I know if I know this got to get done and this got to get done and this got to get done, but I got this meeting and I want to do this too, I'm putting that shit to the side.
Yeah.
And it's just like, once I just started missing out on just shit that I needed to fucking do.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, I'm doing this wrong, because it's one thing to be like booked and busy, but niggas in jail is booked and busy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
that ain't really what you want to be, but
yeah.
I had it in my mind like, nah, I'm cool. I got shit rolling. Like,
yeah, you could be booked and busy on your on the hamster wheel. You
on the
ain't going
hamster
nowhere.
wheel, dog.
Yeah. I remember back in the day we used to call that treadmill hustling.
Yeah, get nowhere.
Nowhere.
You just
fast.
you just getting in shape.
That's it.
That's it. You ain't going nowhere. You just getting in shape. But it's like, I had to kind of step back and be like, yeah, this is me being on a treadmill, just getting endurance. I ain't ran nowhere, because I'm running up trying to keep where I'm at, not knowing if I pace myself, schedule this shit out,
and spread.
Now I can spread out and move further, because I find myself not even on like some instant gratification type shit, but doing the shit that I know I could do now, and then the stuff I had to wait to do, I would just wait to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can't prioritize like that, because them things going to essentially take some more time. And if you don't give it no time, by the time you start trying to do it, you rushing, and now it's trash, and now you done missed the deadline. Or I don't know. It was this one time I was trying to hurry up turn this grant in for some poetry grant, and I was like, cool, I need to get this month, but I ain't spent no time writing this shit. So I had like a couple of drafts, and I'm like, oh man, I'm too close to my deadline. Let me just submit it anyway.
Yeah,
didn't
you
get it.
you compromise the
Compromise.
efficiency. Yeah,
Exactly. And I just started seeing like how, because once you start missing out like on like the 20 racks and like the 5 racks and the 10 rack like grants and shit, it's like, oh, I'm missing money like fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
And you can't take that money like we were talking about before, like those
Yeah.
resources that you're utilizing. If you missing out on 5, 10, 15, 20 racks at a time, every grant you submit because you're not putting in your due diligence,
Right.
it start to add up, and your ability to make change as a nonprofit is compromised. Like you know what I mean? Like
Because you're not
capped.
effective, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You only got so much in your budget anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you only gonna get, unless you know what I'm saying, unless you really, really know like how to stay on top of it, like you ain't gotta cap yourself out if you know what you're doing. But for me, because it's like a new position, I had to figure out like, okay, now I'm researching this shit. I'm seeing this money here. Like, I'm like, how do we get our hands on this money over here so that we can move it over here so we can help out this community or help out this neighborhood or do these programs or put these incentives up. But it's just like getting to the money. It ain't no, you could just walk in and ask for a check.
Right.
It ain't that easy. So it's like you gotta go through the steps and learning like how to do the shit, making time to get or setting up a meeting to talk to somebody that can do it, or having a one-on-one of, you know what I'm saying? It's just a step that is required that I noticed that I hadn't started doing it until I was missing them fucking deadlines. Like, it was just one
So
of
scheduling is essential to
you got
nonprofits.
it. And even if it's just like starting your day out with just the list of things to do, and then just prioritizing and be like, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on that, when I'm gonna spend 45 minutes on this, I'm gonna spend an hour and a half on this, and just making that like, it's almost like you gotta employ yourself.
Yeah.
Like you have to employ yourself in order to, you gotta employ yourself to deploy yourself.
Ooh, that's a t-shirt,
That's a
y'all.
t-shirt, dog.
Hey, if you just write that down. Write that down,
got
yo.
to
You can employ yourself to deploy
yourself.
yourself. Yo, hey, that's some Juneteenth t-shirts.
That's the Juneteenth, dog.
Yeah. Hey, t-shirts coming soon, y'all.
T-shirts will drop. You bet your bottom dollar.
T-shirts is gold drop.
T-shirts is gonna drop.
Ooh, I love that. You gotta employ yourself to deploy yourself. Hey,
Cause you can't get off if you ain't getting on.
hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
that's
you
the back of the t-shirt.
You gotta put yourself on if you're trying to get off.
That's the back of the t-shirt. Yes, sir.
You gotta
Yes,
put
sir.
yourself on if you're trying to get off, man.
Hey, that's facts.
Seriously, like you gotta make that shit like a for real, like your work schedule, like your school schedule.
Yeah.
Like you gotta make it as thorough as you can to just map out your days. Because
So when you putting this schedule together, how long are you even are you working on the list and prioritizing? Like how long?
I mean, I do my calendar for like the year, like as far as like what I'm doing with the organization, because it's such a crucial, like the metrics that I be having to work with are so crucial to the data that I'm getting. So it's like if they want to see membership growth, I gotta kind of be the one to devise the planning of how we're going to grow the membership. So it's almost as if like we're going to have this orientation, this event, this day of service.
So
like,
you do this for the whole year.
for the year. Like I put the whole year out. So like even like right now, like we in May. I ain't in May right now. I'm really in August, low key. Like my May was done in April. So that's why I said like I'm just waiting for Juneteenth. Like
So you start planning. So you start allocating resources and budgets and growth within a nonprofit the prior year.
Yeah. Like I made the 2022 schedule in the middle of 2021. Yeah, last summer.
Yo, y'all hearing this? Are
So-
y'all hearing this?
Yeah, like I made the summer. Yeah, last summer was when I made the calendar that I'm on right now. Because I was already mapping out like, oh yeah, Juneteenth, Father. Like I'll be looking at the calendars like a year or two ahead just to see like what days things are falling on, because we got to be outside, especially if it's like an election year. Like once they having the elections and fucking around the voting, like we got to be outside and shit, because we know that they gonna do some shit to manipulate, or they gonna start protesting, or they gonna be out here rallying and shit. So we got to look at all of that to gauge where we're going to be activated at and where we not gonna be activated at, and what
Right,
we're gonna be
right.
doing just for the sake of our own identity in the city. So already knowing what this year is for to be like, we was anticipating outside opening back up. We were anticipating Juneteenth being a federal holiday again.
Yeah.
We having a black mayor. We were anticipating 4th of July. Like, you know what I'm saying? 4th of July weekend, Atlanta playing St. Louis. Like we got a hub in Atlanta.
right.
We got a hub. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were already anticipating, looking at baseball schedules, looking at sporting schedules, like looking at the concert schedules. Like, where can we fit even when it comes to the league? Because some of the cities that we do have hubs in, they got basketball teams. We trying to get a basketball league going within the organization. So we looking up ways to do summer camps in the cities that got leagues. So all of it, the planning of it is already forethought out.
Yeah.
It's just the applications of it. It's always up in the air because shit changes. Like, we supposed to do a street sweep yesterday, but the fucking weather's tornado season. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you can map it out. You know what I'm saying? You can map it out, but you really can't trust Missouri in this.
At all. Missouri got the most bipolar weather
It's like
ever.
60 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, and it was 90.
It was 90 the other day. It was a tornado yesterday. Like,
yeah. What?
Like, what?
You
It's
get
gonna
all
rain
4
tomorrow? It's
seasons in
snowing,
one day.
what?
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
May. So it's like, yeah, it could straight snow in June.
Yeah.
It
Straight
did
up.
last year.
Straight up, and you never know. Yeah. Some stuff you just can't plan for.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like, as much as you want to be thorough with it, I still just try to. And I got this, man. This is another thing about being from St. Louis, dog, and being an artist. You just run into some real artists that just will fucking give you the game.
Yeah.
Because the OG John Harrington, he was the one that told me he like leader of Midwest Avengers, like they lead.
Yeah.
And he told me this fucking years ago. We was in the back of Cicero's in the Loop.
Ooh, that's throwback.
Like, we was in the parking lot just chopping it up, and he was just like talking like, "Yeah, you got a farmer's almanac?" I was like, "No."
What?
Right, random, bro. I was like, "Nah, why?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you get you a farmer's almanac so you can check to see what the weather gonna be like. That way you can know when to make your tours, so you can know what the city to go to. It got all the updates for the weather. It's like, yeah, get you a farmer's almanac." I'm like, "Are you serious?" I thought he was straight wilding though.
Like what?
And I went to Snooks. Oh no, I was at Walgreens. You walk into Walgreens and then you like they be on like the little bookshelf, like the little farmer's almanacs.
Farmer's almanac.
Where the magazines, like
And
the
I'm
little
from the
magazine.
country.
Right?
I heard of it, but
Bro.
I didn't know that that's what a farmer's almanac
Bro,
is.
I picked that thing up off the rack and I opened it up and I just like looked at like the weather for like September or something. And I'm like, whoa, it straight got the weather.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like, it was wild. And I'm like, I'm never letting go of that nugget. Because
That's
now,
crazy.
if you know what the weather going to be like, you can know where to pop up to.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that you can't predict, but it be spot on. Like,
That's crazy.
they can't call the storms out, but they can definitely let you know the temperature, dog.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to have to use that one.
And that's just business foresight to know like what's trending where. Like, if you know it's gonna be hot in this city one day, and you got a, you know what I'm saying, you got a bomb pop truck. You know what I'm saying? You gas it up. You know it's
Yeah.
gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow. You
Finna go sell these popsicles.
sell these popsicles. You know you
Yeah.
got a hot one coming.
Yeah.
Like, little stuff like that. That's Master P mode. Like, you be the ice cream man sometimes. Like, you got to know when to pull up and what type of treats to have.
Yeah.
That's all the bomb
facts.
pop man.
That's all it is. That's
You ain't
all
gonna pull it
it
up in the wintertime. Them boys got enough sense to pull up when it's hot.
Yeah.
That's business 101.
Hey, that's a classic,
Supply and
Master P, Mr.
demand.
Ice Cream Man. That's a classic.
Ice cream man.
Yeah, it was horrible. He sounded horrible. It was a horrible song. Yeah.
Hey, they coming back though.
Yeah.
They got
Yes,
the whole
they
No
are.
Limit reunion coming back
That's gonna be dope.
for that St. Louis Music Fest. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I got 2 questions.
All right, what's up, bro?
The first question is, what was the objective when you founded the nonprofit? How does that line up with your objective today?
I would say the objective for me was to just build power with brothers. Like, because when they brought me to the table as far as like wanting me to be a part of the organization, I was just like, yeah, wherever I could fit in. Like, what do y'all need me to do? Like, where can I run free at?
Yeah.
So them kind of giving me the free reign to just apply like what I do artistically with the organization is to me what's been it's almost been like a bayonet on a rifle. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like the little sharper thing at the front.
Yeah.
Even if we ain't got no more bullets, it's still like it's a nice little slice for you.
Yeah.
Cause realistically, like you can't. I don't know. You just need art on some level when it comes to organizing. Cause whether it be for propaganda, whether it be for having a voice, like having like a Kwame Ture, you know what I'm saying, or like a Stokely Carmichael, like somebody that could just get out there and speak, or like a Fred Hampton. Like if you just got somebody that can just speak and know how to communicate over a mass majority of people, if I could use my TikTok platform for that, then fucking by all means, let's talk some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
That's
trying
facts.
to ban me anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
whatever I got like to offer, I'm willing to give it up because that's the reason I'm doing all of this shit anyway. Like I'm not doing this in vain or for my own like self-gratification. Like I'm here for the people because I know the people going to keep putting me up. Like they going to keep lifting me up if I keep
real
talking.
resonates.
Yeah, if I keep
resonates.
talking the truth, they going to keep making it to where they want to let me be heard.
That's big facts.
So, yeah, just adding my art to it, man, and them really like letting me be myself and not having to like fabricate this shit and be something that I'm not for the sake of being a revolution or it being a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Just like.
And that has never so it's still the same objective today. Like
it's never faded because I came in with the same intentions of just doing what I'm already doing, but just doing it underneath the umbrella of this organization.
Okay.
So yeah, it ain't took nothing away. It's only really increased more because again they've been letting me just have more freedom to do what I'm already doing, as well as having like the support, the back, and giving me the resources. Like if I have a fucking great idea, they're like, yeah, let's do it.
That's what's up.
Like, and you can't really, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sit like on a board and get shit approved and motherfuckers that turn your shit down or deny you. And it's like, I don't really be feeling like that. And they value my opinion and my say so. So I can't trade that, man. Like
Not for the world.
Not for the world. And
That's
I done
what's
worked with organizations that they don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that shit at all. Like, just do what you told. I'm like, all right, whatever.
All right. Cool. So this the last question. This is what I ask everybody before they leave. So right now, your current entrepreneur business self, if it's one thing, because like you just said, you've managed other companies before, like had experience in this before. Like if you could take this self right now and you could go back to tell your younger entrepreneur self anything, what would it be?
Keep going to HR. If you don't do nothing else, boy, you better take your black ass to HR and you write them motherfuckers up. Ooh, because I used to let so much shit slide, dog. I used to let so much shit slide, man. And like, man, not even to like be on no bullshit like that, but yeah, that whole like discrimination in the workplace shit is real.
Yeah.
Like it's
very
real,
much so.
bro. Harassment is real, dog. And I done had them jobs where like I know niggas was just picking on me because I was the only black dude working there.
Facts.
Or I know motherfuckers is just fucking with me because I was who they saw me out as in public and shit. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, nah, bro, I'm here to work, bro. We is not friends. It's not that kind of party, dog. And you will not to talk to me like we ain't drinking buddies, dog.
This is work.
This is work. This is work for me and shit. So I had, and it might have just been me trying to fit into that corporate shit or be that let me wear a suit and tie and shit to work every day type nigga. Feel like I gotta have some value and shit. Like, nah. I ain't code switching, dog. Like I'm not doing it when I'm walking in the room like myself. So if you got a problem with my blackness, you got to deal with that. And there been times I used to let that shit slip because I'm just like, I'll get my shit in the end. I'm going to get my lick back. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even worried about it. Looking back now, though, nah, nigga, go to HR every time that shit happen. Write a motherfucker up every time because they wait for you to do the shit and fuck up and then you in the office.
Yep.
And I was always the one in the office. But I never tried to say shit about nobody else because I ain't had time for them white people fucking already having an attitude with me. Like, you gonna have attitude anyway. I ain't finna change your theories and thoughts about what you feel about black people and shit because we work together. But now I know. Now I know I ain't gotta work with your ass. I'm going to HR.
Yeah. So being consistent and being true to you.
Yeah, man. Like, just never, I would just say, like, don't lose that spark of authenticity and shit. Cause a lot of people are drained and shit, or like they'll mute you. Like, they'll shut you the fuck up if they think you too loud. And they'll do it connivingly. They'll be sly with it. They'll just make you feel like you invisible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that alone can make you feel like you ain't got no say-so in shit or no voice in no shit. And that's what most of me, like, motherfuckers like that'll get quiet when you walk in the room. Yeah. Like, I used to get hit with that shit all the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what the fuck this is and shit. Y'all don't want me knowing what's up? Fine. I know what's up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm already hip.
I'm already hip to it. So it's just like I used to deal with that shit, and it could have just been a learning process in my 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been me trying to come of age to see what type of people I do want to work with and who I don't want to be working with. But I let too much shit slide younger, man. Yeah, I let a lot of shit slide. I think we all been there.
I think we all been there. Just like if you could go back, I wouldn't have bit my tongue.
Yeah, like I would have spoke up on a lot more shit.
I think as black men we evolve from Martin to more Malcolm. I think all black men get more Malcolm as they get older.
As you get older, cause like that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, cause Martin died. He got shot when he was 39. Yeah. So he lived a little longer than Malcolm. Yeah. He had a little bit more life, but Malcolm lived a little bit heavier. Like, Malcolm's life was a little heavier. So
yeah, I think Malcolm's life was way more heavy.
Way more heavy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, from two different total points of the spectrum. Yeah. So the pieces, I get it. Like, yeah, peace and economics. That is what we need. But at the same time, it is by any means necessary.
I'm going to get my piece of economics by any means necessary.
Right. I'm getting my lick back, dog.
Yeah. So and even Martin himself, you know, on his way out, he got more on the same page as Malcolm. Like, a no-nine. He was losing, his patience was getting shorter. You know what I'm saying? His tolerance was getting more diluted. And he was just like, nah, man, you got to run me that.
And that's the thing. When you got somebody that's willing to just say, hey, fuck that, give it here, that's where Malcolm was at. Yeah. Like, and like you said, the older I got, the more I'd be like, oh, fuck that, get that shit here. Because it was cool when I was being peaceful, but it's like, nah, I'm older now, bro. You ain't finna walk over me and shit.
Yeah, because you realize you got the what do they call that? The something in the room. I can't even think of you know how to read the room. Yeah. You read the room better when you're older because you done got a little more experience. Right. You done learn how to speak body language fluently. Exactly. And you could tell, like, oh, okay.
Niggas ain't green no more. Like,
and that's what it is. You're not green.
You ain't green no more. And it's like when you are like that freshman at the table and you just trying to soak up all the game or just trying to soak up all the knowledge, you is kind of just sitting in there like trying to be like, okay, do I belong in this motherfucker?
Yeah, like, you trying to figure it out, because I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't know until somebody asks you a question or see where you at with it. Yep. And a lot of times for me, I was always in the right place because I just knew what to say. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, I got to be in the right room because I ain't the dumbest one up in here. Yeah. Like, sometimes I would be the dumbest one in the room. Yeah. And that's how I knew I was like, okay, I'm in a fucking right place right now. Yeah. Like, when everybody talking, I don't know what the fuck nobody talking about. That's when I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm here now. Like, y'all niggas shouldn't let me in this motherfucker because now I'm picking all y'all brain.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to ask the right questions. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Yep.
Y'all talking about money, I don't move.
Yep. Yeah, I remember, man. Look, I remember my first time in a really legit board meeting, and I got it was a company valuation we was reading for my tech company actually. I seen the number and I was like, yo, it's a typo. It's this should be decimals and not commas. And they was like, no, that's commas. I was like,
Yeah.
2 commas and a decimal. I've never.
Once you start talking about money, it don't move, dog.
Yeah.
Because I got to sit there and figure it out.
Yeah.
Because and that's the thing. Like, people think I be joking when I be saying I ain't good at math. Because I really ain't that good at math. Like, I ain't get to like trig and calculus and shit.
Yeah.
I got just far enough to figure out how to count this shit up, though. so once
My basic math on point.
My basic math on point. So once I started seeing niggas talk about money, I'm not moving. Because now I got to, don't let it be some money that I ain't never seen before. Because now I got to figure out how the fuck that get there.
Yeah.
Like, how is this much money being made? And how do I make it for myself?
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want, you ain't got to give it to me. You just got to tell me how you made it.
Yep.
If you can tell me how you made it,
I'm going to go get it.
I could probably fucking make that shit too.
Oh, man, on everything I love, man. And we going to end on that note. Hey.
Facts.
Hey, y'all, as I say every time, well, my second time hosting for Justice LaRue, man, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Favorite Denzel quote ever. My favorite quote ever. It just happens to be my favorite actor ever. Denzel said, dreams without goals remain dreams. So take that, get you a dream big, set some goals, and execute. Get you a plan of action, man. My name is Devron Davis. This is SableCast, where we love to highlight Black-owned businesses and non-for-profits and talk about their unique experiences building a Black-owned business. Shout out to our lovely host, Justice LaRue, in her absence. Pray all is well with you and yours. And this is SableCast. And if you know anyone, yourself or anyone that you might know that wants to be on the show, please tap in at The Real SableCast on all all social media platforms, The Real SableCast, or you can visit us online at sableways.com. And my name is Devron Davis. Thank you for tapping in with us on this week's episode. This is SableCast. Oh, and thank you, Corey Black, for coming through. I can't believe I almost shut off without telling the people, like, where can they reach you at and where can they find Black Men Build?
Oh, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Dev, for letting me even come through and bless the whole podcast, man.
Right on. Appreciate you.
Y'all can find me in St. Louis. Wait, no. No. You can find me online, Corey Black STL on Instagram, Corey_Black on TikTok. Also, we at Black Men Build on Instagram, Black Men Build STL, or at blackmen.build online. Sign our values pledge. And if you want to, you could text B&B to 58733.
Yo, man, these guys official, y'all. Not they got a text code and they gonna respond too.
Hit it up.
Yeah, hit it up, man. Like I said, thank you again, Corey, for coming through and giving us a piece of Black Men Build and what it's about, man, and your experience with that. Y'all, this is SableCast. Thank you for joining in. And next time we'll be talking. Peace.